Welcome, everybody, yet another episode of the Wrestling vs. the World podcast. Jones, you're in today, sweet. If not, well, what the hell ever. So, we've got a little bit of an oddity one here because it's one that I don't think a lot of people know about. Gonna talk about Shelton Benjamin's 5 matches that he had on the main roster of sorts. I'll consider a main roster because it's not the developmental system, despite the shows and everything, but Shelton Benjamin actually had 5 televised matches on Sunday Night Heat in 2002. Technically 6, but one of them I can't get my hands on. But we got 5 that y'all can actually go back and watch yourselves if you can find these episodes. So we got 5 matches to cover between August and September of 2002, where Shelton Benjamin had matches on Heat. Now, I'm going to cover some things in here and some thoughts in here with all this stuff, so let's kick into it. So, August 4, 2002, Greensboro Coliseum in Greensboro, North Carolina. He's going against the scammer Just Incredible. If you want to know why he's a scammer, just look it up. So, Shelton, right off the bat, he's showing off his amateur wrestling skills. Does pretty well. He even lands on his feet after being given a monkey flip by Credible out of the corner. It's always impressive to see that. After Shelton gets caught in a headlock, he fires up a comeback, nails a couple of good moves in here, like a military press and the Northern Lights suplex. Then we almost saw the ref bump in the corner, but Shelton stops himself. He eats the super kick, turning around at Just Incredible, made a lot of slapping sound. Near fall, but Shelton stops the second one and ends up giving the dragon whip. So it's like where he gets his leg caught, they toss his leg, being like, oh, spin you around clockwise, I think, and then boom, leg right to the face, and that's it. Because that was one of his many different finishers that he would go throughout the years. You got the dragon whip, the super kick, the T-bone suplex, the whatever that one was that R-Truth and MVP always does, like the gold standard or whatever they call it. But he gets the dragon whip, and this was a good start for him on the main roster for a debut match. Now you get to the next week, August 11, 2002, from Baltimore Arena in Baltimore, Maryland. He is going against Shawn Stasiak, who's doing that whole Planet Stasiak thing where he's like, I'm out of my mind, and I speak in rhymes. Like, sir, you might want to be drug tested here, okay? I know we're a few years away from the wellness policy, but please get that checked. So even with the action in the beginning, like you see them get into the corner, the referee gets in between both men, and Stasiak takes advantage by poking Shelton in the eye. The referee didn't see it. And Shelton, he had one weird moment that I can't really figure out what he's trying to do. It looked like he was trying to, when Stasiak was coming off the ropes, it looked like he tried to get like a vertical leap, almost like kind of like a Luthez press of sorts, but I couldn't tell what was going on. It looks like a miscommunication. Shelton, he didn't even show us more of his athleticism when he skins the cat behind Shawn Stasiak's back after getting thrown over the top rope. Then Stasiak goes for him. Stasiak gets thrown over the top rope. Then afterwards, Stasiak drives him out of the ring and gives him a suplex on the floor. I mean, nice little moment there. You don't see really memorable moments or like hard impacts like that on a C show like this. Shelton, at one point, he tries going for a running crossbody. Stasiak catches him and turns it in his shoulder power slam, which is good. Then you get at the end, Stasiak tries to go for a suplex, gets stopped by Shelton, and Shelton, he tries to go for the super kick. Stasiak grabs his leg, spins him, boom, dragon whip. That's all. So, already 2 matches in a row, back-to-back. Shelton's got the advantage here. Now you get to August 18, 2002, in the Key Arena in Seattle, Washington. He's going against William Regal. Now this, I think if you saw this maybe more in a pay-per-view, like where these both were, like Shelton was more of an established name by that point, going against Regal, that could get really interesting because we both know they're great wrestlers. The weird thing I noticed about this match is that Shelton's wearing the exact same outfit 3 weeks in a row. Like, same blue tights and all that stuff. Shelton, I did like he escaped an armbar from Regal into a head scissors. It's always a nice, impressive moment there. Regal, at one point, he actually got a roll-up, for a near fall, and then Shelton gets up and gets a great super kick. I mean, super kick's always well done, but you can't outdo Shawn Michaels. But in the end, we saw Regal try to go for a sunset flip. Shelton lands on his feet to try to turn into a jackknife cover, but Regal stops it in mid-move into a small package, and he technically wins. It looks like there may be miscommunication, because it looked like it was like, did he get 3 or not? The referee rang the bell anyway. It was confusing there. So, like, who knows if that was planned or not? I don't know. But already Shelton's third match in, and he loses. I mean, he's going against one of the un-Americans, but still. Now, one match that he technically had that I don't have access to was the next week. August 25th, 2002 episode of Heat, which was aired from the Norfolk Scope in Norfolk, Virginia. He went against Crash Holly. This was an international exclusive match, which is on the premiere channel over in the UK or wherever it was, so unfortunately I don't have it, but here in the US, that was the exact date when SummerSlam was going on, so that was different. Now you get to his fourth match, September 8th, 2002, in the Bradley Center in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. He's going against Stasiak again. And Shelton's attire actually changed here, because now he's got black chunks with blue and white decal on the side, so it's like, at least it's something different. I mean, hopefully he washed his gear in between, unlike what Vader did back in the day. And Benjamin, they changed his presentation a little bit because they gave him new music. And his entrance, he's got like that dollar or whatever, like bill there on there, and he's got his face in there saying, "It's all about the Benjamin." So, it's a nice thing, like, that they're trying to do for, like, customization. It's just a shame this won't be used for very long. So, they repeat a moment from last time, where Shelton gets thrown out of the ring, skins the cat, and Stasiak poses for the fans, like, being like, "Oh, grr, yeah, I'm great." And then Stasiak turns around and he gets thrown out of the ring. So, rinse and repeat. A bit in the match, Stasiak, he, like, almost gets into a sunset flip, but he punches Shelton in the face. Just being like, "Oh, that stops it. Oh, I'm pissed off at the fans," and then gets surprise roll-up, still for an air fall, because Shelton was still down in between Stasiak's legs. Shelton, he actually landed on his feet from a suplex attempt, and then dropped Stasiak into a neck breaker. That looked really good. Then you get to this finish here. Stasiak, he looks like he's going for a back suplex, but Shelton flips over and lands on his feet. Super kick gets stopped, dragon whip again, and both D'Lo and Coachman calls this the money clip. I don't think that really sticks, because I know he would still do the move as we see later on when Team Angle comes along not too long after this, but I don't think this was ever given an official name outside of the money clip from this one instance. But now, we get to his last match on the main roster, at least for this part of the run. September 15, 2002, from the Hilton Coliseum. It's either Ames or Ames, Iowa. I tried watching the Raw beforehand, and they couldn't really give the city name at the beginning of the show. They just said they were in Iowa State University last time, but this, according to records, they're in the Hilton Coliseum, and he's going against Just Incredible again. So, at least they changed things up a little bit here, because Credible, he tries to attack Shelton before the bell rings, but to no avail. He even gives a great super kick to Shelton. I mean, you could hear that thigh slap echoing throughout the arena and even outside. Gets a near fall. Shelton, he's doing the whole comeback. Like, one of the common comeback things he would do is just, like, jabs and backhands, like, punch, 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 ho, ho, yeah, yeah, yeah. Like, we're doing it Street Fighter or Tekken or something. And his comeback gets him a pretty quick win, because he gets a twisting back elbow, lifts Credible up in the air down into a reverse atomic drop and a clothesline. But then Credible, he goes to the second rope, does a flying nothing at Shelton, who catches him midair looking like he was going for like a wrist clutch, like above his head, but then reverses around into what looked like a T-bone suplex afterwards, and Shelton wins. And I know the T-bone suplex would be one of his other moves. Like I said, he's got a handful of finishers that he goes through in his WWE career, as I mentioned earlier, but now he just suddenly stopped doing the money clip. And so his on-screen 2002 record with these 5 matches is 4-1. 2 wins over Stasiak and Credible each, and the loss, which, again, I don't know if it was intentional or not, against Regal, as I mentioned before, but an overall good run there. I think, like, from what I saw in the International Heat one that I mentioned there, it looks like he defeated Crash Holly, but at least from the worldwide showings, he only had 5 televised matches. And after this, all that customization for, like, his entrance and everything went to nothing, because it's no longer that whole, it's all about the Benjamin and fancy music, because then a few months later, he would come back after being in Ohio Valley Wrestling again, comes back to Smackdown, and now he's part of Team Angle with Charlie Haas and Angle, because I think it was like right after Armageddon, because it was after Angle became WWE Champion and everything. So yeah, it was kind of weird to think that Shelton was there in 2002. Like, I know a lot of weird things happened in 2002 with, like, new names appearing on TV that people may or may not have realized were there. I mean, I know people probably don't remember this, because not a lot of people probably paid direct attention to Heat back then. I didn't know until doing my research, okay? I had to do something a little different here. But let me know in the comment section below, did any of you ever see any of these matches with Shelton Benjamin? And if you've seen him before, let me know what you thought about his matches for these 5 Sunday Night Heat matches in the comment section below. If you enjoyed today's episode, folks, please remember, leave a like, subscribe to the bell, turn on here on YouTube, comment what you thought below, and I'll catch you guys in next week's episode. Thanks for listening, folks. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace out, and good day, everybody.